You know, as a mortgage broker, I hear a lot of people complaining about how fast the mortgage rates have gone up lately. I mean, they've gone from like 2.75 to who knows, 6s, 7s. Anyway, one of the questions I'm still getting today is, hey Tim, can I still get a rate in the 2s and the 3s? And you know, my answer is quite simply, yes, you can. Hey everyone, my name is Tim. Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything real estate, financing, investing, saving, and more. And today, I'd like to share with you guys some different financing options and strategies that might help you rethink about the way you think about financing real estate today. And as a bonus, if you stay all the way until the end, I'll even show you how you can get a rate in the 2s and the 3s right now. Are you guys ready? Let's get into it. Okay, so first, I think we need to understand the background on the real estate market and the mortgage market for the previous 2 years. This will establish how things are possible and what's going on. Okay, so a couple of years ago in 2020, everybody knows we had a pandemic that hit. When the pandemic hit, the Federal Reserve decided to go into an easing cycle. An easing cycle is a fancy way that the Federal Reserve says, hey, we're going to help the market by lowering interest rates so low that everybody's going to want to borrow, and that's going to help the market stay afloat while we get through the pandemic. Okay, so that's a little history on how the mortgage rates got down. They were artificially forced down by the Federal Reserve and our Congress. Okay, now let's talk about some of the challenges facing Americans today, and then we'll figure out how we can solve these challenges. Like we just talked about interest rates going down, let me just show you the chart from Freddie Mac to show you kind of how that interest rate looks. So you can kind of see here, right in this neighborhood, you can see the interest rates on the 30-year fixed were somewhere in the 2.7 to 2.8 range. And so now you can see that as the rates have really come up right there, you can see them just skyrocketing right here. In fact, right now, Freddie Mac is reporting that a 30-year fixed rate mortgage would actually have a buy down or fees associated with it to the tune of 0.9. That's almost 1% of the loan amount. That's not unreasonable. That's just what the costs are today in comparison with where they were in 2020 and 21. Okay, so now that we know a little bit of a history of the real estate market and the mortgage rates and how we got to where we're at, we're going to discuss something that other people aren't really doing. That way you guys can go out there and get the best deal possible, whether you're a buyer or a seller. All right, so let's go for some strategic financing. This is my favorite part. My favorite part. I get excited about this stuff just because you can really play with the numbers. You can make the numbers do a lot of different things if you massage them and work with them and you understand them right. But just know this, the Federal Reserve and the Congress decided to get together and make sure that they drove mortgages down artificially. So that's why we have interest rates in the 2s and the 3s. It's not really normal. Normally we'd see rates in the 6s and 7s, but they were in the 2s and 3s, so that's where people got used to. So let's show you guys how you can get a mortgage in the 2s and the 3s. All right, let's talk about Linda's scenario specifically. This is a perfect scenario to show you guys some real life examples. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with you because can you guys see my screen? Nod once if you can see it. Oh, okay, you can. And, oh, okay. All right, we got a couple of nods. Great. All right, so Linda's scenario is she has a loan for $560,000. That's how much she owes right now, roundabout. However, Linda is not aware of how the market works, and she doesn't understand that when interest rates go from 2.75, let's say, to 6.75, 8.7, 7.75, 8.75, that the payment jumps up dramatically as well. And you know what, as Americans, most of us buy on payment. Because I don't care if the interest rate is 0. If the payment is 12 grand a month, I'm not buying it. You know what I mean? So anyway, Linda has a payment on her $560,000 home, $2,200 per month, okay? Linda's interest rate is 2.75. I know that because when we refinanced her, we gave her a fixed 30-year interest rate for 2.75. Okay, that's how she also got to the payment of $2,200. $2,200 doesn't include taxes and insurance. I'm only talking principal and interest for the sake of making the numbers a lot easier to understand. All right, so a normal offer came across to Linda, and it looked just like this. Linda has the house listed for $700,000, which, by the way, her realtor said was a little too much on the market, given the fact that most of the people that are in that $700,000 price range have been listed for over 30, over 60 days. So Linda's realtor feels that $700,000 is a lot to ask for the home. But here's something that we could try to do to get Linda all of her money, right? Linda has an interest rate on that house of 2.75. That's a really big advantage because she owns an asset, guys. She owns an asset, which is the house. She has a little note on that house, but she's also got full control. She borrowed at a super low interest rate, which has given her an opportunity now. And what's that opportunity? Linda wanted $700,000 for the home. Great. Let's go ahead and list the house for $700,000, and let's offer the new buyer financing on up to $560,000, financed by the owner, the person selling the home, at an interest rate of 3.75%. So she owes $560,000 at 2.75. She sells the house, keeps the note, but sells the house as this. Now, on this is going to bring her a payment in of $2,437. Okay, we'll just call it $2,400 for even numbers. So she's actually now cash flowing. She's got the $140,000 in her pocket that she can use to go invest in the market, to buy a new house, whatever her plans were. However, she also has a $200 cash flow coming in per month, okay? $200 cash flow. She can set this up on a balloon. She can keep it as a 30-year fixed. That's really up to the seller and the buyer to decide on the terms, okay? The reason I want to show you this particular example is because there's no way Linda's coming off the $700,000 purchase price. And we have a buyer for her because the buyer said they don't care about the purchase price or the interest rate. What they care about, she can't go above $2,400 a month, but she needs all the space in Linda's house in order to make this work. So let's talk about that real quick, and I'll explain that to you as well. All right, let's see if we can get a little bit new. So obviously, if we had done this deal as a normal deal at $700,000 purchase price, today at 6.75, let's call it, it's probably close enough. At 6.75, that's a total monthly payment of $3650-ish, okay? So $3650 compared to $2,400. $3650 compared to $2,400. That's how you save $150,000 by using strategic financing in order to save yourself and make yourself some money, okay? On top of that, there's no loser from the buyer because instead of paying $3650 per month at a 6.75, you're going to sell them that 3.75 that you had 2.75, so you're making the point there. This is the best part. They're paying $2,400 a month. So instead of paying $3,600 every single month, they could take that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They can take that $1,200 of savings, and heck, if they wanted, they could just rip it up. Who really cares, right? This is all they need to make their mortgage payment. Here's the best part. When I hand this over to the owner of the house who I'm making my mortgage payment to, they're going to receive this and they're going to take most of it, $2,200. They're going to send it to the bank. They're going to take the extra $200 and they can go to dinner. I would advise that they save this money, put it in a Roth 401k, a Roth IRA, something like that. On top of that, the sellers also, every time they get a monthly payment, they're going to be paying down some of that principal balance of the $560 that they owe. So guys, this is a win-win. So anyway, guys, I hope this information was useful. Hope it was exactly what you expected. If you like content like this, consider sharing, subscribing, hit that little notification bell. That way you guys get notified of my future updates. All right, guys, until next time, we'll talk to you later.